Hi, I'm Lucy Edwards, Director of Strategic Engagement at Metaport and VHT Studios. And today we're at Douglas Elliman Brickell office in Miami, for those who don't know, Florida. And I am with Phillip Parker. And Jay, you have a very new, absolutely exciting title, CEO of Brokerage for Douglas Elliman Florida region and President of Douglas Elliman Development Marketing Florida.
Well, thank you, Lucy. I'm so happy to be here. That's a big title for a big job, but I'm honored to be sitting in this seat and love this company like it's my family and love you. I love seeing you. I've always seen you. Thank you for always covering us in the ways that you do and all the wonderful things that you do to help, perpetuate the strength of Douglas Elliman and all the exciting involvement we have with our agents, our developers, and our team.
Well, I would like to start with your journey, your career journey, and what led you to become a CEO of Douglas Elliman. Such a prestigious name. It's an excellent worldwide brand and well known in the United States. And you are growing every day. You are growing. You're opening new offices. But let's talk about Florida. Let's focus on your state.
My journey's been wonderful. I remember the first time I heard about Douglas Elliman was when I moved to New York City many years ago. And the first real estate agent I ever spoke with was a Prudential Douglas Elliman real estate agent.
Back then,
I knew that Douglas Elliman represented the pinnacle in luxury and quality. And so I've always understood the value proposition behind this incredible company. Years later, I relocated to South Florida. I became a lawyer at the University of Miami. And while working at different law firms, I ultimately started my own real estate law firm. And while working as a lawyer, I had the privilege of working with many of the best real estate agents in this market, navigating their transactions, assisting them in the process of closing those transactions, and really always recognizing that there was a void in the market. There was a lack of support, and I think it created an opportunity for me as a lawyer. And when balancing out that opportunity as a lawyer and a law firm versus a brokerage firm, there were two challenges. Number one, my clients were brokers and real estate brokerage firms, so it didn't make sense for me to become a broker. And number two, I thought it would require a tremendous amount of capital and really something that I certainly wasn't potentially able to do at that time. So I never really advanced the idea of doing something in the real estate brokerage space. I was happy being a lawyer. I was happy running a big title insurance company. And I was happy working with all the agents that I had the privilege of working with. About 14 years ago, our incredible executive chairman, Howard Lorber, approached me and he said, "Hey, Jay, I know you're doing a lot of work for our agents. I was recommended to you by the lady that was holding the position at that time. Would you be interested in talking with me about what was then Douglas Elliman Florida? Because the Prudential franchise still existed in New York." And I was blown away by being presented with an opportunity by Howard Lorber. I had admired him before I even knew him. But candidly and very cautiously, I told him that I had a really big job at a really big law firm that I had built with my colleagues. And I really wasn't prepared to step off from doing that to run what was then a relatively small, separate brand in Florida because it was still bound by the franchise in New York. And he actually understood that and he embraced that and said, "Hey, let's keep in touch." Exactly a year later, he came back to me and he said, "We've decided to buy out the Prudential franchise. We're going to build a new brand called Douglas Elliman Real Estate. And this is what caught my attention." He said, "Jay, we're going to be in all the markets that our clients want to be in." And having worked in the industry for several years and worked with some of the best agents, I saw that the business coming into Florida was coming from the same places. It was coming from New York, Connecticut, Long Island, New Jersey, Boston, Toronto, you name it. Those were the same people coming here. Growing up in a home where my father was a real estate attorney, my mother was a real estate broker, I understood the real estate business and I also had great connectivity to the real estate industry in Toronto. So many times as a lawyer, when I would be asked by agents, "Hey, can you connect me with brokers in Toronto?" I saw that while I had the relationship there and I had the connectivity to make the introductions, the brokers there didn't want to deal with it. The agents might have, but the brokers didn't. And you needed the broker to support the business. So because of the nature of our industry, the brokers would say to themselves, there's not much in it for me. There's something in it for the agent, but it's not worth us compromising our brand. So when Howard hit that highlight of telling me that we were going to be in all the markets that our clients wanted to be in, I knew that there was an opportunity to build something very special in Florida. And 12 years ago, we embarked on this journey together in Florida. And I'm so proud of what all of us as a company have created. It's a special, special organization. We have a dynamic that I think powerfully separates us not only from the other real estate industry brokerages, but also from every company in the market. It's a culturally driven organization. It is managed equally across a team versus a hierarchy. And I think that there's something very special about the respect that we have for one another, and it permeates from every level of our organization, from our admins to our executives to our agents to our chairman.